Hello, welcome back to my tea house. For today's cup of tea, we will be taking, we'll just be talking about the state of the game. Honestly, I'm gonna just be rambling based off of what I saw today at the Canadian regionals, as well as what I saw shoutcasting the LA regionals, and what I think about the state of the game, where we're going, and how you can move forward. First things first, I'm depressed that I couldn't make it. Don't fly Porter. Do not fly Porter, bro. Tell me how I get there before the hour cut off and no one's at the kiosk, so I can't get my boarding pass. And on top of that, I didn't think about downloading the app earlier because it's a new airlines apparently, and they don't have kiosk. I was expecting a kiosk, bro. Like, it has to happen. You're bound to miss a flight once in your lifetime. It's sad that it had to happen there. It is what it is, but I want to say that if you still believe that this game is purely based off of luck and that there's no skill on this, I want you to take a look at the last four regionals, and pay attention to the names that you see consistently topping these events. Consistently. And I want to break down for the new players the difference between the casuals and the people that are taking this game a little bit more serious. One, the labbing, right? Really understanding the matchup. You know, I want to give a huge shout out to Milo for winning the LA regionals and really disciplining himself in wanting to take a deck that no one quite would understand or know since it's new, but then on top of that, labbing that out with our locals, some of the best in LA that I think, you know. Shout out Tennis, shout out Byron, shout out Aimstar, JCP, a lot of these LA players that are really good at what they do, and labbing it out through them, thinking about taking Toshi and like last second being like, no, I want to take Kenshin. So the deck that you take, right? A lot of players are not considering what they will take and what they will see. Some people are just sheep and going with the win. I have explicitly been mentioning for a long time, and other players have too, that into Mustang, Asta's a good choice. We have been seeing a lot more Astas, and I still think Asta is a great choice into Kenshin. I actually think that the Noelle is doing a lot of players disservice. I do think the 4-drop impact Asta that negates the Mustang's abilities or negates the double attack abilities might be more suitable, and then maybe implementing a Mimosa package just so you can get back the 5-drop, right? Not mad at people playing the Noelle though, because more removal the better, but just some food for thought, right? Understanding what the meta is most likely going to look like, and taking the decks that you think will do well is a huge skill when it comes to this, right? A lot of players should have seen, based off of the LA regionals, that Mustang has topped every regional except for every regional this year. It's won 2 now and took second place at 2. So there's no reason why you wouldn't want to take that deck. Now, on top of that, LA explicitly showed us that Mustang is extremely good in a Kenshin. Extremely good in a Kenshin. And I've stated that after LA, after the surprise wears off, much like it happened to Mustang and Lancelot won the regional after, Kenshin, yes, is an extremely strong deck and still had a high chance of winning this event. Huge representation. But a deck that is just as strong, has arguably a better high roll than Kenshin. Arguably, it depends. But the fact that Kenshin only has 4 removals, and if you get that Mustang to stick, which we always come back to, if that Mustang sticks, it is a problem. Deck selection is going to be huge going into Orlando. You know, I know we are gradually getting more and more new players, and I'm so happy that the game is becoming healthy. And I understand that a lot of players playing on stream are nervous and they make mistakes. You know, I've talked to some players who I know the game well, who I've seen on stream make huge mistakes. But you have to realize you have to be mentally prepared for that, and that is a different level. There have been a lot of mistakes, and I think it's just because a lot of players just pick it up last minute and they think it's an easy game to pick up. They're like, oh, it's based off of luck. But block order, knowing when to block, knowing when to rotate, knowing when to raid, knowing when to just hard play. That Asta player that played against Div, if they would have just slammed the Noelle sooner, they could have won that game purely off of 4-body swings. Kenshin struggles with like boards of 4 bodies, right? Because you just push the 4Ks back, and the next turn I'm showing you see 4Ks that you can't just take and get pushed back with, right? If they would have slammed that Noelle sooner, they would have won the game. If they would have saw a 5-drop Asta, they probably would have won the game. I also think ditching the 4-2 knot was an interesting choice. It's a 4-2 4K body that comes in active, gives you a draw, and buffs your Astas, making them a 4K, right? And I'm talking specifically about the new 3-1. As this game continues to evolve, we are seeing such a diverse field, and I enjoy that, right? Knowing that you can play a rogue deck, take a rogue deck, and perform extremely well is amazing. But on top of that, if you don't know how to properly play into the matchup, then what's the point of taking a rogue deck? Also, understanding how to shift with the meta. I want to give a shout out to the top 3, which was Fam with the Mustang, Xanax with the Red Kenshin, and then Bran with the Renji Rush, right? I think that double damage is extremely good into Kenshin, right? So the Lancelot, I think, would have been a great into Renji Rush. Instead of taking Squad 0, I think Renji Rush is a great meta call. I also want to state that, I think I said it earlier, but you'll notice that a lot of these names consistently top these events. If you look at these past 3 events, right? I want to give a shout out to a lot of people that are in the Discord. Tsuma, you know, he labbed it out with me and a bunch of other players. I know he labbed it out with Vocals, a lot of people in the community, and bro has taken 5th place getting his invite. Shout out to you. I'm wondering if you settled on, I know the Rainbow Kenshin wasn't working out for you, so I think you settled on Red Kenshin. Shout out to Noir, right? It's been a while since we've seen Noir in the community. I think they were away for a little bit, but coming back to the game and showing that they still have it. Shout out to Lofi, bro. Lofi really performing extremely well this event. Very unfortunate losing that game going into the finals, but still a top 10 finish. I want to say shout out to Div, bro, once again topping an event, losing in the final round. He was X1. Shout out to Bolgi. I know Bolgi was performing extremely well. Your sacrifices was needed. I didn't want Red Kenshin winning this. Your sacrifices was needed. He played against the Mustang the round before. I'm sorry at your expense. I'm so sorry, but we needed this. We needed this. Yeah, bro, really, I'm just on here to ramble with you guys and pick your brains about how you feel about the meta. I think with Kaiju coming out, Kaiju will impact the meta. I think we will have another deck that can compete with Kenshin and Mustang. I think Eva coming out is going to be extremely well. We see how well it's performing in JP. And the state of the meta looks great. The game looks healthy. We're getting new players more and more frequently. And I hope that if you are serious about playing this game, traveling to these events, pay attention to the people that are constantly topping this. Pay attention to them. If you guys have any questions, anything that you're interested in seeing, please let me know. Obviously, the setup is different. I'm trying to have basically my quick setup where I can just hop on and film a quick video like this and put it out, because again, I'm constantly busy with work and working New York Comic Con, all these things, right? So I'm sorry that the videos haven't been coming out. I will be participating in Riftbound starting up soon, so I do want to try getting more videos out. And I might do a gameplay video breaking down some games. I know someone asked me about block order, like how do you properly block and stuff like that, so I'm looking into it. But please, if you have questions, if you have things that you're interested in, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for getting us to 860. Truthfully, I feel like if I was more consistent, we'd be at 1K already. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So thank you for stopping by my tea house. I hope you enjoyed your tea break. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.